C12 on the beat.
All I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. All I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me, I jump over it. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me, I jump over it. They will see it. I said they will, yeah. So you forced to let me. You not let me say you forced to let me. You forced to let me. You not let me say you forced to let me. Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. When Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. When I can go here with eat you. And when I feed it with hurt. When I need it with ju. Yes, sir. All I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you was born to win, yeah. All I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me, I jump over it. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me, I jump over it. I say I jump over it. I say your time, now your time, nobody can stop it. I say your time, now your time, nobody can stop it. They can do what they do, and they can talk all they talk. They can do what they do. Hey, turn the fire the person, Holy Ghost fire the person. Turn the fire the person. All I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you were born to win, yeah. All I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. They will see a koro with a big apple. They will see a koro with a small apple. They will see a koro with a big apple. They will see a koro with a small apple. Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. I say your time, now your time, nobody can stop it. I say your time, now your time, nobody can stop it. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me, I jump over it. All I did was win, 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 win. All I did was win, 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 win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you were born to win, yeah. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you were born to win, yeah.
Okay, welcome. This is Gibson Jero. My name is Gibson Jero, actually, and you see my name on the screen. So today for me, it's a very important broadcast day because we are having one of Grand Gedeh's leaders will be hosting one of the Grand Gedeh's leaders with us shortly. The Honorable Erol Madison Gwion. He is the representative of District Number 1. That's the Tchien District, and he was elected quite recently. So we have invited him to participate in our conversation, to interface with Liberians, and especially Grand Gedehans in the diaspora. And we believe that he has a lot today to offer. So we will be glad to interface with him. We are glad, we are honored to interface with him. And we will ask some questions. We'll get some clarification. We will open the line for those of you who want to make a call And so you will interface with your representative, especially those of you from Grand Gedeh. You might be concerned about certain things that I may not know about. So yeah, he will be here. Representative Honorable Erol Madison Gwion is going to be here. So I'm happy that I'm hosting him. This is one of the things that we always tell our leaders to do when you find yourself in leadership position. You make yourself available to the media, because through the media, the people interface with you. So by him coming here today, it's going to be 9 o'clock his time, and it's going to be on top of the hour 4 o'clock. So those of you who want to participate by 4 o'clock, the Honorable is going to be here. Grand Gedehans will be glad to host you. Those of you who usually watch the show after the program, we encourage you to continue to do that. Many of you have called me and say, hey, Gibson, I don't have the time to watch you while you're on live, but I just watched the whole thing and thank you, or you said this, and I wanted to get clarification. We want you to continue to watch, because I realize that some of the things after our show, I just want to see if I can show an example for our shows. After our show, there's so many things that happen. Like the last show we held, let me just give you an example. The last show we had, even though a lot of people would not be on immediately, but at the end of the day, we have thousands of people watching later on. So I like 1.2 thousand people, 1,200, 200,000 people, 1,200 people watched afterwards. Other shows, you see, you keep repeating the same thing. Some people, this is 3,000. This one is 4,000. This one is 2,000, 1,005. So basically, people watched in 1,007. So what usually some of you do is you watch the show after the show is over, and that's what we want. This one I see 104,000. This is 104,000 people. I mean, you can't beat it. I don't know how this show was watched. It was shared 968 times. 1,300 comments. So there are some shows that more people take to most. Other shows people don't take to them. But we believe that it's going to be fine. So those of you who usually watch the show right after, we want to encourage you to watch. If you are not able to watch after, and we want you to share just in case you're on, we will have the Honorable on today, and then Grand Gedehans, Liberians, especially Grand Gedehans, will interface with their representative. I'm going to play music and we'll come right back. Please don't go anywhere. If you're already here, we have a very fascinating discussion today. We will ask some of the questions that some of you wanted to ask a long time. And if we forgot anything, we're going to open the line for you. I'll be scrolling the number under my name. So during the program, if you are watching, you should look under my name. The number is going to scroll, okay? And I will do something again to put it on the side, just so some of you who cannot see it scroll, you will see it right there on the right-hand side of me, or on my left. For you, if you're watching, it'll be on my left. It'll be on your left. On my left, and then it'll be on your right. So let me play some more music, and then we will come right back while we get set up to invite the counselor here. Trust me, it's going to be an interesting, fascinating discussion. And let me bring Jefferson Tayo. Jefferson Tayo.
Ah ouais. Araya $100. Kwani ogago. Obosule ao. Obosule ao. Yuni modelo. Mao. Yuni modelo. Yuni modelo. Yuni modelo. didn't want there, you didn't want there. Oh, Papa,
Dere Roland, salut à toi, papa.
Ah ouais.
Kabeyou Lord, assez gagne non.
Na you Papa number. Na you Papa number. You didn't want there, oh, Papa, oh, Papa, now you Papa number. Now you Papa number. Mao, Danny Yanio, Mao, Danny Yanio, Danny Yanio, Danny Yanio. Now you there, oh demo. Now you there, oh there,
Maman Veki solo, nyokwane nyokwate Asiata. Palisco, Anse.
Mao, Danny Yanio, Mao, Danny Yanio, Danny Yanio, Danny Yanio.
Gaël Gisèle, t'es oublié.
Now you there, oh there, you the one there, oh Papa, you the one there, oh Papa, Mr. Winter, my own yo, Mr. Winter, my own yo, my own yo, my own yo, Namio, yeah, Namio.
Hippolyte Bayala, merci à toi, papa.
Now you there, oh demo. 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 You there, oh demo. Don't be you there, you there, oh demo.
Blé Jambel, assez oh.
Now you yeah. Now you the one there, oh Babo Bosuma. You the one there, oh Babo Bosuma. Child who can listing his mother advice. This child always carrying wrong direction. Don't be that child. You are the windy wian. Okwe bobo hunomo. You are the windy wian. Wakwe ma windy wian peye. Nadira nowa. Ye mo nolo. Oye niya. Ye miyo sawe dalo.
Tere Noël Adou, maman Gao Robertina.
Asofo.
Un enfant qui n'écoute pas les conseils des parents finit toujours par emprunter un mauvais chemin. Papa Nambo Clément, monsieur le maire depuis San Pedro, merci à vous.
Boye di go, anyway there Luradi no luru na you de we on we say yo, on we there o, let the rock galeo, on we there o, Lutomi Juleo, on we there o, Sisi yo Johnson yo, on we there o yo. Hey, awe, Mother Annie Willie, and oh mama. Josephine Ziritae, Roy Willie Adeae,
Maman Nanou, awon ini ameleo.
Watara Usu, Onanzam. Ah, you the one day I will live. Ah, you the one day I will live. You the one day I will live. Agbabo Bosuleo. You the one day I will live. Agbabo Bosuleo.
Benjamin depuis la CIE, merci à toi.
Ato solo. Benji Montagnon, President Adele, Kabeyou Célestin, Massin Giro,
Solo Traoré, merci à toi. Christophe Gueye-Téré, assez au bras. Yahi Jérémy, Papou Kwaou Sekouké, assez.
Mao, Mao.
Kéré Noël.
Boutayon dio Jefferson Tanya Gay Bros Otektele Sekou Diabaté Victor Diebay
Docteur Gao, depuis Diopoué. Angèle Nyokonte. Merci maman. Colonel Draman Touré. Jean-Paul Bamelin. Merci à vous, mon papa.
Welcome back. My name is Gibson Jiro, and I'm here until 6 o'clock. We will be live in Grand Gedeh in a little bit. As soon as we get signal from our from the Flash FM in Zwedru City. My angle there, Abraham Cooper, is going to give us a signal, and then we're going to be live in Zwedru. And then today we're going to be hosting. We're going to be hosting one of the representatives, one of the leaders of Grand Gedeh County, Honorable Erol Madison Gwion. He's going to be here with us, and we're going to be discussing. Guys, you know that I like people to respect my guests, so you can ask all the tough questions. You don't have to disrespect anybody for you to be tough. Okay, I always tell people. I used to do the same thing when I was young. I used to think that by talking in a very disrespectful way, I'm showing off my bravery. No, by you showing disrespect to people doesn't mean you are brave. You are a coward because you lack the intellectual capacity to engage people. So that means I would like for you to engage the representative in a very respectful manner. Guys, if you are becoming disrespectful, you would imagine I will definitely not like it. And if I don't like it, it means that you can just imagine I'm going to take you out. I'm going to either mute you or something like that. So we don't want to mute anybody. We want people to be able to interact or interface with the representative. And he will say some things you don't like. You don't have to like him. You don't have to like any of the things you're going to say. You don't even got to like any of the things that's happening in Grand Gedeh, but you have to show the deference, okay? He's our representative. We can be tough on him. We can ask tough questions, but we still need to make sure that other people are watching the way we treat our own leaders. Well, if we treat them with disrespect and disdain, then what happens if people treat them with disdain? Are we going to get mad about it? So the first thing you do is to show deference. Now, we're not saying you should suck up to them, all right? We say show deference to the office of the representative of District Number 1. That means he's our leader. No matter how you like it, he's our leader. Some of you are opposition. Some of you are his supporters. Some of you are in the middle there. You're not supporter. You're not opposition. That's a good thing. And that's why he's coming here, because he's trying to brave the storm to come here and interface with Grand Gedeh. So we believe that it's a great venture. So very soon I will be joined by my counterbalance and according to the counterbalance, my counterbalance and co-host Bernard Baffer. Yeah, you know, man, I got to pronounce the name very well. Bernard, B-A-R-N-E-T-T, Bernard Baffer. He's going to be here, and I'm going to listen to the the representative. We're going to engage him in a way that will bring out the conversation. And Bernard is a very intellectual Grand Gedehan. I can tell you for sure. He is very respectful to myself, and he will be definitely respectful to the representative, to the honorable. So we believe that Bernard is coming to assist us in trying to grill the we ask questions, and we're gonna ask questions. And so when we get as soon as we go live in Grand Gedeh County, as soon as we can go live in Grand Gedeh County, we will signal the representative. And trust me, those of you who are in Grand Gedeh too, those of you who will be listening to us in Grand Gedeh. Yes. Those of you who will listen to us from Grand Gedeh. We want you to show some respect as well. Yes. Show some respect. That's what we want. And once that happens, we good. We are going to definitely show you. And let me say this. Somebody engaged me about Representative or Senator Marshall Dennis, and trust me, I will make effort to bring Senator Marshall Dennis, and I hosted one of the senators before. That's and it was nice, you know. So I'll be trying my best to bring them on. Listen, guys, I'm so busy, but I'm trying to find some time to make sure that we have, you know, we have our representative with us. So as you know, if I'll be asking some of you to be my producers, my producers. Yes, I want some of you to be my producers. You're going to be the producer. That means you are going to. Yeah, okay. I'm looking. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, okay. Bennett will be coming on. Yep. You can come on. Oh, sorry. Okay, Bennett will be joining me shortly, and the representative Gwion just responded. He received the link, and I'm asking you to come on at least 30 minutes on top of the hours. So Bennett and I will be able to discuss. Let me tell Bennett to log on now. Okay, I have my counterbalance.
You get a dinner together?
I think audio in the background.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me see.
You are playing something. Yeah.
You hearing me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you. But
Okay.
There's
There's
an echo.
an echo.
Yes.
Then I gotta go out and come back in because I don't play any other thing.
Okay.
Let me come back.
Go out and come back in. Let's see. Yeah, but we will definitely, we will discuss. Discussing is good. Say we must talk and talk and talk. We should never fight. Okay, let me see. Okay, the honorable is okay. Justice. Okay, I know, Justice. I know. I see you. Okay. So, yeah. Let me see if I can do like this. Yeah.
Well, we're just trying to test, whatever we're in.
Yeah. So you can come on 30 minutes on top of the hour. That's about 12 minutes from now. So,
okay.
Yes. 11 minutes. Within 11 minutes, you can come on.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Let me bring on Barford. Barford is here. Bennett.
Yeah.
I know your representative is coming today. I mean, when I say your representative, you are Grand Gedeh.
Grand Gedeh.
And so he's our representative. I'm from different district, but he's our representative. Let's look at what are some of the things that come to your mind today that Representative Gwion is going to we should be able to address.
Well, Representative Gwion, I mean, is my audio okay now for the audience?
Okay. It's beautiful.
Okay, good. Thank you, first of all, Mr. Jeru, for the platform. It's doing well for our people. And I'm glad to come and be your co-host. But for me, there are a lot of Ghanaians. The concern they have right now is the economic opportunity for our county. You know, I always say in the political enterprise, I'm a business student, so I like to use these words, is when you vote for people, what you get in return is the development and the economic opportunity that you get in return. So these are some of the questions we will ask him. representing Tchien District. What are some of the things that he had earmarked that he wants to accomplish during his tenure? And how will he go about doing that? Or who he going to collaborate with? Some issues in our county, you know.
The thing I like about this whole thing is this
Mhm.
man was able to win the election against even the ruling party.
Against the ruling party. So that speaks volume. That speaks volume.
Yeah, it speaks volume. Yes, it does.
And looking at the historicity of the party of the CDC winning almost 94, 95, 98% of Grand Gedehn's vote, and he ran, and something that means something. It gave a message. Probably when we look at it to be things to come in 2023, like Grand Gedeh is not just, you know, one size fit all story. I mean, our Grand Gedeh now more open. Based on so these are the kind of technical questions we will ask, I guess.
So how did the senator, I mean, how did the representative manage? How did he manage to, you know, to beat the ruling party in Grand Gedeh?
In Grand Gedeh, for that matter. You know, I guess if he would tell us more about himself, maybe then we will be able to gauge, you know, how he did that. But it will come from, you know, his personal, you know, character. People know him to be a flexible man. He is very articulate. He's open. The people say he's an educator. So we'll learn more.
Yeah, you said something right now. I like that, the educator part. Have you known him before? I don't know him personally. I've heard about him, but did you know him personally before?
No, never met him personally. I believe I heard about him from friends that live in Ghana. You know, where he spent, you know, his refugee life, and there are a lot of positive things that comes out of that. But never met him. Yeah, I would say I never met him before, but only person I know is his wife that lived in our state in Iowa taught me when I was a student way back in 1988, 89, and 1990. You know.
Okay, Bernard, I want to let you know that we are now live in Zredru. So whatever we say, the people in Grand Gedeh will be listening through the Flash FM. We've just been informed that we've been connected, and we will be having the representative join us in a little bit. They used to call him an advocate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point in time, he was an advocate. And I wonder whether that advocacy is being transmitted into his work these days.
I believe so. You know, like, good news. There are good things we hear about him. And I think he touched, you know, he utilized his lifestyle to touch, you know, positively into other people's life, and that pays off. Perhaps this is the only way you can summon a coalition that will say, okay, you know what, we will go with you. He ran before, though. He ran before,
and didn't win. Yeah,
and he did not win, and he bowed out of the race.
What changed in between there? You think, why didn't he win for the first time when he was, I think, on the ticket of on the ruling party? And then why did he win when he was not on the ticket of the ruling party? I mean, I am confused there.
Well, he was running against somebody who was also very popular at the time.
Okay.
In the county, so you should expect that things will go sideways. But but you know, in our political system, you know, you have to introduce yourself, and you got to be graceful if you are defeated. And I believe the Grand Gedeh in the Tchien District have decided, okay, you know, he exhibited a very good character. The person we voted for during the time he ran is now the senator. Why can't we, you know, give him a chance and see how he can properly represent us, and perhaps that will be the decision they came up with, and that would be the reason why. But we will learn more, like I said, when he comes.
So Tchien District, and Tchien for that matter, is the nerve center of Grand Gedeh County. So for you to represent Tchien District, there's an enormity of people that you have to people who are advocates, activists, and how does he navigate that is what we are going to see.
We're going to see. Because you got people that from the Connemara statutory district that are resident of Zredru.
Right.
In the Tchien District, there are people from the Bazan District that are resident of Tchien District. And then there are people in the Tchien District itself that are resident of Tchien District. So eventually, when you are a representative from Tchien District, you are almost indirectly representing some other, individuals that are from those, districts in the outskirts of Tchien District, and you play a very important role in the county in the decision-making arena. So we will ask more questions and see how he planned to, coordinate using his position to bring together, harmony in the county, especially when we find ourselves divided.
And those of you who are listening to us in Zredru, in parts of Grand Gedeh County, other than Zredru, those of you who are in tune to us, we will open the phone line for you to ask your representative questions that you are unable to ask while you are in Zredru. And it's difficult, when you're in Grand Gedeh County, the honorable come, you sandwich, they got entourage, the security, and people, the common people don't have the means to asking questions. I think they can have a chance today to ask questions, Baffa.
Yeah, of course, you're going to open the phone line and people will ask questions. We ourselves, we have a couple of questions to ask. And let him talk to us, let him talk to Grand Gedehians, and on your platform, and people in the county will be hearing as well. I know he's been talking, since he was elected. So we will just have a little opportunity to interact with him and kind of gauge, his personality and how he, flow with conversation. So we'll test that out.
Yeah, we'll test that out. We'll test that out and see where he comes from. And one of the things I like for him to speak to today is the legislative caucus. We always hear, we in diaspora, we hear they are not together, they don't speak to each other. So today, I think he has an opportunity to tell us in the diaspora what happened to the caucus. Don't you think so?
Yeah, the Grand Gedeh, legislative caucus. I believe it is it comprises the Senate, the 2 senators from the counties and from the county, and the 3 representatives from the county that joined together to collaborate and discuss issue, and maybe this is their way of coordinating with other lawmakers and their colleagues to move the agenda things that will favor the county. So we want to know what role he plays in the caucus. How is the caucus working and collaborating with other legislators who are equally elected from different counties, knowing that our county, we are, like I said, that we know based on the 2008 census, we are less than 3% of the Liberian population. And so if anybody representing us, we are now we are not a county with more population. So they obviously have to work or align with other legislators to pass bills and put things in the law that would benefit our county.
We're going to check that too. Because how is he navigating his office in collaboration with other representatives and senators from other counties? We're going to ask him, how is he navigating that? We're going to also ask him on that.
Yeah, and that's very important. And then also is that reflecting? I know he was just elected, so we're going to ask, based on that scenario, how is that reflected to our counties for all to see, the benefit out of that? We have questions about the role. We have questions about other, things that should be going to the county in the Far East there. So of course, we're going to ask these questions.
Maybe I'll ask some social question too. Because I remember in my village those days, one of the representatives came and our people brought like 3 wives for him. Maybe he got more wives now. You don't think so?
That would be you to ask that question. I'm not.
That's a tradition. When you get into that position, you go to any village, you guys, somebody that as a cover,
that.
Anyway, I will ask that and see what he says. And that's because if you travel to these villages, you travel to these towns, they kind of respect you, they kind of established to how much you work for the people. I mean, that's just what we're talking about. But some people don't like that.
Yeah, of course. Some people don't like that.
And Bernard, you are a farm man. At the day you become representative, I won't be surprised you have seven wives, man.
Oh, that's what you say. Look, last time I checked the statistic in Liberia, I don't know if I'm being fair, but the ratio to men and women, so we have to close the gap.
Compensate, bro. I mean, we have more women out than men, so I'm not able to do that. I'm an old man now, but you're a young man.
Everybody comes up here, I won't like it though.
Okay, while Bennett is here, we will be it's about 1 minute after the time, and we are expecting the representative, Honorable Erol Madison Gwion, the man who just won his elections at the heel of at the behest of the ruling parties, maybe unable to woo the kind of votes. And Bennett said the first time he ran against maybe someone who was more popular than him at the time. That happens to be Zopeno, and he didn't win. And then he ran and then he won. And people gravitated towards him because he been speaking. I won't ask him today. People in Grand Gedeh want you to pay attention, because some of you do not even have the opportunity to ask him questions. When he comes to his red room, he is too busy. We have the entourage and all of those things, so you will not be able to ask some of the questions that we are going to ask. But today, you are going to have an opportunity to call in, to make a statement, or to ask him questions. All we ask is a total respect for the representative. He is using his time, and he is respecting his people to hear from him. Therefore, and if you don't want to respect him, then we will not let you stay on today. If you call and begin to use words that are not respectful, we have to respect our leaders before other people respect. I mean, you can ask a strong question. Don't get me wrong. You can ask tough question, okay? But you cannot say words that will demean him. So I will play a music, and then we will welcome our representative right after the song. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We are here. You are there, and you and with us makes a good conversation today. Stay where you are. Let me play one of the songs of Grand Gedeh, Erol Jiso.
Unego above Aebo Jiso. Money fini go, your 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 money fini go. Oh yeah. Baba la mufanya, la gereo, Baba la mufanya, la rapeo, yamo la mufanya, la gereo, yamo la mufanya, la rapeo. The Baba people come, will catch you. Baba people come, will catch you. Nobody like you, like I do. Nobody like you, like I do. Better days ahead, you enjoy. Better days ahead, you enjoy. I'm a prover, find a prover. Come a prover, from a prover. I'm a prover, find a prover. From a prover. Money money finna go away. Your 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 money finna go away. Mubayo, mubayo, mubayo. Muliakwe, mubayo, mubayo, mubayo. Muliakwe, mujayo, mujayo, mujayo. Muliakwe, mujayo, mujayo. Baba.
Okay, so we are waiting for the representative to come on, and then we will bring him on. And those of you who in Grand Gedeh, the other day when I was on the air, I heard someone saying, Gibson, don't blame the George Weah government, you blame our representative. Yes, it's true. We're going to ask some questions today. But all of you in Grand Gedeh who are listening to us now, if you are listening to us, we want you to get involved into the conversation. We will have time for you to call. We'll also have time for people in America to call. So after you call, we'll take our calls from America, if there's any, and then we'll take calls from the county. And what we're doing here is to create a conversation for those of you who do not understand certain things. Well, the lawmaking is in three folds. One is the representation, which I like, the representation part, where you speak for your people, you represent the people, you advocate for them, everything that you do that would benefit them. That's the representation part. I love that part of the job of representatives and senators. And then there is the lawmaking part, and there's an oversight. Now, lawmaking part is where you write bills, and not everybody can write bills. I mean, if you can, yes, if you have the staff, you can do that. But another important part is the oversight. Which ministry, which public corporation, which government parastatal that you have oversight? How do you engage them? When there's a budget that is coming, committees will invite experts to discuss these. I don't know if they do that still, but they used to invite experts to discuss maybe budgetary issue. Is this budgetary provision, is it good? And so those are things that representatives do. Let me bring back Bennett on here. And we are waiting for the Honorable, and I believe he's getting ready to come. I got a signal, he's getting ready to come. And once he's here, we're going to go into that. But before we even talk about what we expect from the Honorable, let's look at the attitude of our people. Do they really, you think our people, all of them, or most of them, maybe I use the word most of them, do they really understand the work of the representative?
Well, with respect to who, you mean the population or the lawmakers themselves?
The population, not the lawmakers themselves.
The constituent, right?
Yeah, the constituents. Do they really understand what the job of the law? Because they expect the lawmaker to come to their house and buy food for them. They expect the lawmaker to take his own money and build school. Is that what we should expect from the lawmakers, or what do you think?
No, sincerely, lawmakers are not, non-profit charity organization or charity individuals.
Right.
That's not the nature of lawmaking. The nature of lawmaking is to, like you were alluding to, we're passing on legislations, something that originate with the House or with the Senate. Mm-hmm. And then signed by the executive branch, or the executive branch will also propose a law, and then they will debate it. They debate issues, budget, and then they do oversight.
Right.
Hold on, Mr. Jerome.
So and exactly, that's you see the problem our people have sometimes is that our people think that when you are a representative, you should be able to use your own money to build a bridge. You should use your own money to build the school. You should use your own money to buy food for people. You should use your own money to buy zinc. Now, if you don't do it as a representative, okay, if you don't do it as a representative, it means you're not good representative. So they should be able to understand, or they should understand what the work of the representatives is. I mean, you oversight, you make law, you represent. And so let us welcome on here the senator, the representative himself. Honorable Gwion Senior, how you doing, sir?
Fine, thank you, Mr. Jeru.
And welcome, Honorable Gwion. My name is Barnett Buffer. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
Brother will help me today to navigate through this, Honorable. I've been hearing about you. I've been reading in the news about you. I have never met you personally. This is the most closest we have met. Bernard Baffer here has not known you before. Has not seen you before, or I met you personally, but this is the closest. So we are all privileged to have you on this platform to interface with our people. As a matter of fact, Representative Honorable, we are live in Grand Gedeh right now through the Flash FM. So whatever we say, we're going to be taking calls from them tonight.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. So let's first of all get to know. I know that when you were in Ghana, you were the principal for the Bundibura High School. You were also principal for the Dominica High School, something like that. Tell us a little bit about Madison Gwion, representative of Grand Gedeh District number 1. Who is he?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Jeru. And I'd like to take this time to say hi to all our people around the globe. Frankly, this individual tonight that you are hosting is a chairman, whole and solely from the Tchien County clan, specifically to a town otherwise known as Boeing. Erol Madison Gwion Sr. is not just an educator, but he's also an advocate, like you've just mentioned, Ghana. And while we were there in the refugee camp, some of us saw the need to continue to sacrifice in the interest of Liberia, not just Grand Gedeh County. Because for you to retrospect and realize that kids that were like 10 years by 1990,
right,
up to 99, 2000, and so on, today they are the elders that are returning home.
Right.
We didn't open the doors to help them, inculcate into their minds those virtues and norms that will make them to be responsible people returning home. It would have been very much catastrophic or ugly in the society of Liberia. And so, to be correct, I was the chairperson of the English and Literature Department at the Butuburan Senior Secondary School, which is Butusek.
Yes, Butusek.
And then at the Dominion Teaching Academy, commonly known as Dominka, I was what the British people call headmaster, otherwise known as the principal of the high school. In addition to that, our role as advocate could not control us or keep us away from fighting on behalf of the Liberian people. That is the canopy, the Liberian refugee settlement. But in that settlement, you will realize that all nationalities were also there. Found Ghanaians were refugees in their own home, Sierra Leoneans, Nigerians, Togolese, just to name a few. So it was not just Grand Gedeans or Liberians only that were on the camp. So all and sundry that were on the camp benefited from our advocacy today, that people all over the globe will say one or two things about some of us, because it was highly sacrificial. My 7 kids and I were on departure for the great United States, but as a leader of the people, what will it profit me to forgo my people and I survive? It is good that I would forget about going to whatsoever greener pasture, that at the end of the day, even if, God forbid, I were to get killed in the struggle, Grand Gedeh County and Liberia will commemorate my departure and my deeds. As it is today in my presence, a lot of people talk, good about me. And so today, this is how I have been petitioned when I return home, and I have come to the limelight of the Liberian politics up to this level.
So what drove your advocacy? What drove you into advocacy?
Well, I'm one person who loves to see the right thing done. It's difficult to follow that path, but to be a good human being in society, lay yourself down for others. Let the right thing be done. Speak it out so that tomorrow people will copy your footsteps, and then the society will become civilized and a good place for people to live together.
It's an interesting dynamic to see educator and advocacy, because both of them kind of walk hand in hand. Is that how you see it too?
Well, indeed, that's how it is. Because sometimes you sit down and think about what to do. You cannot have it in you as a talent or a gift,
right? And
you suppress it without exercising it. The next thing is, let's borrow this word from the scientists. A combustion may take place in you, and of course, the society may lose you. Right. So for our concern is, what can we do to help our fellow men? This has been our thinking at all times. And so when the time came and we saw that Ghana tried to prove her own level of xenophobia, meaning every good thing is for them, whether they deserve it or not, it should be for them. So we said, no, that cannot be, because these things are happening because of the refugee. In fact, let's drift a little bit.
Yes.
You realize that initially, the UNHCR and the international community thought to educate Liberians when it comes to political dynamics.
Right.
So that shifting power from one hand to the other will not always be by the barrel of the gun. So refugees were allowed to go into practice of democracy, electing their own leaders. But as it dragged on and refugeeism became so lucrative and it was well flavored, Ghanaians became somehow jealous, and they stepped in, aborted election, and thought to set up the Ghana Refugee Board, like we have the LRRC in Liberia. That's the same role the Ghana Refugee Board was playing.
Yeah, and that so was the Bureau of Refugees, Repatriation, and Research.
LRRC. And so what they thought to do was to set up a camp management that would take instruction directly from the Ghana Refugee Board. And of course, they were responsible now to appoint the Liberian Refugee Welfare Council officials. And it's obvious, even in normal society, they continue to dance to the rhythm of the appointing body.
Right, right. Standing against the Ghanaian those days, I was in Ghana too briefly, was risky because you could be arrested and jail anytime.
That I knew
at the time.
That I knew all that. But it's better that even if one person is apprehended and the rest of the people will be set free, for me, it's good. I've got nothing to lose.
So let's come to, before I bring Bennett in, let's come to our people. The first time you contested, you didn't win. Did they not understand you at the time? Why did they vote against you at the time?
Frankly, when I came home, I actually didn't know it was about time that people would spot me out and petition me to run.
Right. Okay.
The first visit to the county was January 2009. As somebody who would have become the campaign manager to Dr. William Deyantoa, who was opting to be senator by then. And so the petition started to come in. I really didn't consider it because I knew very well that democratic elections of such nature were capital intensive. You needed to have money, you needed to have this, you needed to have that. But then as the pressure came politically, I saw the need to throw it out to my family. And most of my family having to be in the Americas. I'm referring to Madam Frances Dalu Gwion, Madam Esther Sio Gwion, and the rest of my relatives, like cousins, brothers, and sisters. So from 2009, I did not get a response from them until in 2010. So when you calculate politically, from 2010 that I've accepted to go home, because their words were, look, this position, historically speaking, was introduced through government, and the first to occupy in Grand Gedeh was your forefather, Omer Desua. So when people call you to go for it, we do not see it prudent that you will say no. Go for it, even if you don't win, there's a tomorrow.
Right.
So what business, what I grasped there, and I agree, was that even if I would not win this particular 2011 election, I would have then automated my acquaintance with my people, meaning it will take short time for plenty of people to know me. So I went in the race by accepting the petition in October of 2010 at the forum. So basically, when you check from October 2010 to October 2011, politically, by calculation, it was less than a year. Not much could have been done. We went in the race and we did not win. So all we had to do was to prove to them that we are actual icons of democracy. We as victims took the lead and walked into the premises of the victor, congratulated him, took the airways and congratulated him. Something that was so foreign to our people. Oh, the men did not win, and he go tell the men, thank you. That's all about democracy. When 2-3 persons will vie for a particular position, the intention is to give our people more room so that they'll be able to crystal clearly examine the variables and see who is the best from the rest.
Right.
But democratic elections are not, they are not battlefront, they are not war, so to speak, that you have your bazooka, you will have the AK or the Beretta, exchange, and fire, that somebody must die by all means. No, it shouldn't be like that. After election, the winners and the losers should come together, share ideas, even try to synchronize their platforms so that they take the best points and push them in the interest of the people. This is what we stand for as people of democracy in Liberia, specifically Grand Gedeh County. And so we didn't win 2011. 2017 again, we didn't win. We went the same route. Expecting 2023 to be the time to go to the polls. Man proposes and God disposes. So while we as humans were thinking about 2023, God Almighty said, no, it's going to be 2021. So when they came, we were petitioned and we moved in again. Today, with all the hurdles that we went through, the disappointments, the ostracization that made us to become disenchanted with our own political institution, Grand Gedeh County, I will continue to salute you. Grand Gedeh took a resilient position. They stood their ground that with or without pennies, we're going to make sure that Madison is elected because we see something inside of him. We see a vibrant leadership in him. And so that was how we went to the polls, 2011, November 16.
Right, November 16, 2011.
Of course, we emerged victorious. And you will notice a kind of, how should I put it? Because we won the election on the 16th of November. The rest was just waiting for official pronunciation of the winner.
Yeah.
Then on the 16th of December, from November 16 as the winner, on December 16, we were inducted at the Capitol building. And that's how today we've come to sit in as a lawmaker for the district and the county and Liberia as a whole.
Okay, the people in Grand Gedeh, when they listen to you, they want to ask, how do you see your position? You see it as a job that you've been looking for? Or how do you see your position now? Are you understanding me?
Thank you. Let us go into it a little bit.
Yes.
Some questions can be yes or no, and some will require a premise.
I want
so
you to.
The premise here is that I do not really see it as a job.
Okay.
Job got two meanings.
Yes.
The contextual meaning and the connotative meaning.
What are those?
Now, when I say the contextual meaning, then JOB will go to the dictionary.
Okay.
And then the connotation is the way you consider it. But for me, I see myself as an errand boy of my people. I see myself as a servant of the people. And so I owe it to them, but not a job that I will see myself as a boss or consider it as something that I've come to just sit down and feel super about. In fact, this time I see as...
Oh, we lost him.
Well, he will come back. And
Yeah.
he used the word, Bennett, why he is coming back. He said he sees himself
as an errand boy.
Wow. I want him to elaborate on that. I really want to. So,
we got a big interview on our hand. Like we said,
we are in for a rude awakening here.
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying, and definitely what we were, analyzing. Yeah, I think it's back.
Honorable, you use a word that Bennett and
yes, I'm on. I'm back.
Yes, you use a word that Bennett and I are now brainstorming and hitting our own head. Did you just say you see your job as an errand boy? So the people can send you the way they want to send you. They can use you. They want to use you. Is that what you mean tonight?
I don't see it as a man who has gotten a job and so he's sitting there super way. I see myself as an errand boy. I see myself as an errand boy of my people. An errand boy is somebody that people will send to accomplish a mission.
That's the way we see it. Bennett, am I correct?
And that mission is to make sure that things that supposed to have happened in time past or that's supposed to be happening now, I should try to fetch them out and bring them for my people.
Wow.
I should try to open a developmental agenda that will lift District 1 and lift the county as a whole. And that is why if you trace...
That is why if you trace, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Because you see, when you talk about lawmaking or position taking in Liberia, there are two ways people come to the scene. Some come on the basis of ambition and some come on the basis of vision.
Right, right.
The difference is that I am a visionary. My whole life thinking is, what should I do for my people to be relieved? What is it that my people need that I think they don't have that I can go for them? So that's the kind of person I am. But if I were to say, yes, I got a job, then it's only on the basis of ambition. Because if I had a job, I don't think it was compulsory that I come to be a lawmaker.
Absolutely.
Once I got a job, things that I'm doing now, I should be prepared to do, not only to be a lawmaker before I do them for my people. Like in most cases, if you examine the political setting of Grand Gedeh, other people would have gotten already a lucrative position or a job, then they want to leave it to come and be representative. Now, this is where my argument can be different. If you are a crown child, I'm a crown child, and looking at the political arrangement of Liberia, Grand Gedeh is yet to emerge. So if you will leave, you already in government, you want to leave that government job to come only because you want to be a representative, you will definitely be reducing the number of Grand Gedehan children that should be up there to go for the county. You remain there, and whosoever that does not have a job or does not have a position in society will vouch for this, set in, then of course Grand Gedeh will have 2 children. Hypothetically speaking, you bring in, I bring in, the county will benefit. But when you leave the job you got, which is a presidential appointment, they are not going to ask Grand Gedeh. It's now a fashionable time. They will say, well, your son was here, but he left. Bring another child. No, they're definitely going to replace you with different person outside of Grand Gedeh. That's ambition using some people in that way. But a visionary will say, since I'm here, all I can do with all the good ideas that I have, I should share the idea with my brother who is already sitting in, or my sister who is sitting in, so our county will move forward.
Wow. Okay. Well,
that's the kind of person we are.
That, this blows my mind tonight, Mr. Gwion. Again, I want to say welcome to the show. And my name is Bernard Barford, and I'm glad that we have you on the show. I have a question for you, sir. let's go back when you said, when you were living in Ghana, part of your experience living there was you were an advocate and you were an educator. How do you plan to use, those experiences and, to discharge your responsibility as the representative for the 1st district in Grand Gedeh County, precisely the Tchien District?
Come again, please.
I'm asking, sir. What I'm saying is your experience as an advocate and your experience as an educator and the way you collaborated with people in the past. How do you plan to utilize, those experiences in discharging your responsibility as a lawmaker representing Tchien District?
Well, there are so many ways I can apply them. The first thing is there are 2 sectors. Sector 1 that has to do with critiquing the person's output, and sector 2, criticizing the person. So our concern is to make sure that the right thing is done. Our doors are open. That's why we open our arms to people to share idea with them, to see what is lacking that we do not have. We borrow it, or we request it from them and make use of it in the interest of our people. I think an experienced person is a person that will continue to grow, because on the basis of experience from the past, you will try to explore new avenues for more ideas to come. All is about the well-being and the welfare of Grand Gedeh County. Yes, indeed, I'm representing District 1, but it has to do with the county as a whole. District 1 is a subset of the county, but District 1 is also the county. So in addition to what is on the books, people will say, well, a lawmaker has got 3 cardinal functions, but there is an imaginary function that is not listed among the functions. And that imaginary function has also got 2 branches. That imaginary function that has come in addition to lawmaking, representation, and oversight is lobbying. And so through our lobbying power, we are able to go out there, make friends, and ask donors and whosoever investor we think has got what is necessary for our people's well-being. Because if you look at our platform, we mention education, health, agriculture, proper representation, fight for the establishment of a room that has to do accountability and transparency, empowering women and youth, and the list goes on. So that which we can do, for example, after we were inducted to office, no benefit had ever come by then. But now that we are sitting as lawmakers, out of our zest, our anxiety to start doing what we wanted to do, for which we accepted the petition. And that is how we're able to lobby out there, acquire some loans, and we were able, out of 95 light poles that were existing in Grand Gedeh before the war with bulbs on them, we were able to acquire 62 light bulbs, and of course, their accessories. And that amount is within the tune of about $6,000 to almost $7,000 United States dollars that we sent in the county. Even before that, without knowing what is it that will be our take home at the end of the month. That's what we take home now. But our concern is what will our people benefit from us? And so without hesitation, we were able to commit ourselves. This we've been saying time without number. By giving our people our 50%, and not just to make it verbal, that maybe it will be in some quarters. And when something is verbal, it's not nailed to you. Sometimes you find an escape route, but because we offer serious business in the interest of our people, we had to go to the Supreme Court to notarize this agreement. You see? And so, therefrom, we saw the need to start giving our 50% contribution. Can you imagine with this vision, that's how we were able to alleviate our people from insecurity and total darkness. Martha Tubman Memorial Hospital, which is a referral hospital in the southeast, not just for the county, was out of current or electricity since June. So it is from the contribution that the District Development Council, in fact, I don't know whether it existed before in the county, but we have come to be the first person. If you went to Grand Gedeh tonight, you would have seen our office there clearly. Maybe other people got offices, but I'm here to see them.
And the people in Grand Gedeh
okay, so Mr. Gwion, you saying that
through that.
So Mr. Gwion, you saying that you establish an office where your constituent, can go, and then if they have to communicate with you, they will go out there and speak to the office staff in Grand Gedeh.
Exactly.
Wow.
Every lawmaker has got 16 spaces or slots to appoint to. And over the years, it has all been in Monrovia, with only the district coordinator or the county coordinator being home. But we said, look, our people need to feel the impact. So out of this 16, let us only have 6 in Monrovia. The 10 must be county-based. And so locally they are there, running the office.
Correct.
In addition to them, we also set up a district development council. It is a district development council that is in charge of this account, into which monthly we deposit the 50% of whatever we get at the end of the month. So it is from there that they will also discuss with the residents to know what is the actual needs in terms of development. On the basis of that district sitting, like it will always be the same county sitting, but we have come to use that scenario that it will be a district sitting to derive which project to be delivered onto our people, so that by the time our people are drilled through district sitting, they would have gotten used to going for county sitting. They would have gotten to know what it means to go for county sitting and what is expected. All sectors are represented on this district development council.
Oh, wow.
Chair of the District Development Council, just to name a few of them, is a religious person. It's Reverend Richard Dwek from the Assemblies of God Church. Next to him is a Muslim, Blama Kaba, that was recommended by the Muslim community. And then you have the disabled represented, the motorcyclists, the civil society organization, and the list goes on. So the entire community of District 1 is inclusive by representation on this District Development Council.
Okay. So another question, sir. From the time you were elected and you took office, can you please tell the listening audience what are the challenges and what are things that the county, that you identify that you need to do to address immediately in the short term and then in the long term?
The first challenge has been, you know and I know that having won election, it is the responsibility of the government to situate you, to find you an office space, furnish it, and just give you the keys. But it took us like 1.5 months in the park of the Capitol grounds, struggling to identify a place to be called an office. Finally, it was gotten, and on the basis that they were delaying and we needed to have somewhere to meet our constituents. By understanding, oh, Madison, do whatever you can do, you will be reimbursed. Again, we had to acquire a loan to refurbish the space we found. It came to furnishing the space. The same thing, we had to go take loan to furnish the place. Simply because to get this furniture from the vendor, you need to set up your own good record. So you have to encourage him to do it. So all we had to do is to go out there, seek for loan to furnish the office. Now today we got an office. That's the first challenge.
Yeah.
That's the first challenge. The second challenge is Capitol building is such that decision making is on the basis of majority rule.
Right.
But we thought the majority rule will always be a positive majority. But very surprisingly, the majority is not always positive. You will see that. Let me use my case as an example. I don't like to talk it, but to give you a clear picture of why I say sometimes majority rule is not always positive. Sometimes people connive for personal interest and decide the wrong side. I had an issue, and it would have been dealt with precedentally. In the past, it happened. If you look at the three distinct branches of government in Liberia, the legislature is the first branch. The executive is the second. The judiciary is the third. And so for an executive appointee to rise up against a certain lawmaker is an affront. It's an assault also. On that basis, were I to remain quiet, no case. But in as much as I complain to plenary, which is the highest decision-making body of the legislature or the House of Representatives, the case was supposed to be looked into like it was in time past.
Okay, we know that in Liberia, sometimes the signal
can be network
troubling. And I think he nailing the issue that we thought of asking earlier. He talking about the nitty-gritty of his function, the nitty-gritty of his kind of job that he's doing. And I like that question he asked, the challenges. There
are a lot of challenges that they face. Some are, I know he will get there. There are some ethical challenges that they want.
He's here. Let's get him. He was talking about challenges and
so
the executive memo challenging the authority of the legislator.
And so that day that my complaint supposed to have been looked into, I mean, people gang up against me. This is where they will say crime and that crime and killing.
Gang up against you. What do you mean gang up?
Yeah, a fellow lawmaker from Grand Gedeh County took the lead to convince other lawmakers so that they will push my case into committee room for 2 weeks. Because I was new and most of them didn't really know who I was. So they accepted from face value what was being told to them. And so for 2 weeks, we are discussing this complaint somewhere around April, May. It's still 2 weeks. And some of you listen, when we were being called one at a time by the Tchien District Development Association in the Americas, you heard some of my brothers saying they were responsible for the case going committee room, and as long as they are around, it will remain there.
So
that is a challenge too.
You just shook my body. You just shook my body. A fellow lawmaker representing Grand Gedeh walked against you in the house that you guys are serving, just to make sure that you are humiliated.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us now, tell the listening audience, how do you
even
guys...
in addition to that,
Go ahead, Rumble. Go ahead.
Besides that, in fact, it was something seen on the radio in America. Most of you have not all listened to it. So this is where we are. It's a challenge. A kinsman would not give a push, but rather seek to drop you to the floor. This is something that at least expected. But we have crossed over it. I'm only mentioning it tonight because I'm being asked about what are some of the challenges that I've experienced since I took over at the Capitol building. The next thing is the road from Ganta to Monrovia is a very challenging. And for where we are now, we hold this from the government because they have been promising Grand Gedeh County, and we are all aware that Grand Gedeh is a major route that leads to the entire southeast, except where you want to pass around, you know, to extend your distance. But the shortest route is from Ganta straight through Zwedru. You are there in River G, even you are there in Maryland, Sino, and Grand Crew. But time without number the project is being postponed. For where we are now, the finance minister has declared it on radio that government agreed to start the Ganta Zwedru project October of 2023, next year. So we are looking to see whether this is workable or it is just a pronouncement. So it's a challenge. Yeah. We also, with this kind of road challenge, it's difficult. We're lobbying and doing our best, except once in a while you find people that will agree to brave the storm and go down to Grand Gedeh with you. Like a few months ago, I fell in contact with a group called Library for Africa, Liberia, based in Ohio, Dayton City. And so, thank God that they agreed from our discussion to go down to Grand Gedeh and see the facilities that they can help us equip, because their function is that they will be building or constructing libraries all over Liberia. But the first construction will only be in Bensonville, Bentor, so to speak. The next thing they can do for now is, if you have the facility, they can just equip it with the books, electronic gadgets, and whatever is necessary to make it an E-level library. So they went there, and it was so challenging. However, we could not pretend, we could not hide it. That's the condition we are living in. And from Ganta to reach Zwedru, they had to ride motorcycles. That they went there, did their inspection, and that today a structure was being accepted by them. That's the building by the post office in Zwedru that is being used by the district education officer. It is the building that, out of our own developmental agenda, that we will be renovating up to task, so that they will come by early next year and see how they can equip the library for the use by Grand Gedeh County school system. So these are challenges.
Another question I'd like to.
Let me make a brief, and then I'll come back to you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening, my name is Gibson Giroux, and we are in conversation with the representative for District Number 1. That's Tchien District in Grand Gedeh County, Honorable Erol Madison Gwion. He's telling us his job, his role, his perception about the job, the challenges he has been facing. And today, I have with me Bennett Bafford. He is helping me to navigate through the questioning. Bennett, take it from me.
Yeah. So, Mr. Gwion, thank you. So, you talk about those challenges now. Let's go back to the Grand Gedeh caucus, the Grand Gedeh County legislative caucus. Tell us about the legislative caucus, and then in addition to that, when you tell us what are some oversight responsibilities you have, what committees are you serving on, and how would that bring an opportunity to the district you represent?
All right, thank you. Discussing the caucus will take a little time. So let me just short tell you the committees that I've been on, or that I'm on. I'm being appointed to a few committees: national security, reconciliation, modernization, just to name a few. Hydrocarbon. In addition to that, I did not go for Easter break. I was one person appointed by the speaker onto a committee that work alongside the leadership structure of the lower house. So far, so good. Now, coming to the caucus, you know, we've got an age-old problem at the caucus level. If my memory could serve me right, the first democratic elections after the war was 2005. Inauguration was January 2006. As of that day, Grand Gedeh Legislative Caucus has not been at peace. There have always been a wrangling, an inner fight, and scuffles up to present before my enrollment. Before I entered the Capitol building, there were 4 lawmakers, 2 representatives, 3 representatives and 1 senator. And those are Honorable Ellis Chesia Grant of District 3, Honorable Dr. George E.S. Bole of District 2, Senator Zoe Maya Peno, Senator Albert Marshall Dennis. These are the 4. And so, wanting us to be in one unit and work as a team, because our being there can only bring home dividend for our people, where we to be united and speak with one voice. Now, as a mediator, you know, conflict is inevitable.
It's inevitable.
Even an individual by himself will be at conflict with himself. Probably you want to take a decision, and like the Liberian way of saying, you want to go on the right hand side, you want to go on the left hand side. At the end of the day, you take a decision. If it doesn't go, you say yes. My other half was telling me go this way, the other half say go that way. That's conflict by itself in short. What more about 2 persons from diverse background coming together? There will be conflict. But what is important is to be able to find solution to the conflict so that you resolve it and move ahead. Now, there are 2 ways conflict can be managed or handled. Either you do it statutorily, meaning you go to court. And when you go to court, whatever the book says, as a punishment, whoever is guilty must face the weight. And that we feel as traditional people or one people, it separates family. It doesn't bring people together. So after these wars that were fought, the best approach in resolving conflict is to do the customary approach, which is mediation, the win-win situation. So at the end, then you come together and be one and move ahead as one people or one family. That is the approach I belong to. Now, this approach is very sure but slow. So is that you don't call everybody together, call one at a time. So the one that will understand what you are for, you draw him on your side. Then you go for the next person. Then you go for the next person until you can get all of them on board with you. Then you sit around the table now and trash out the differences and forge ahead as one team. That is why it's taking time. Yes, things will happen, like I've just explained. In addition to sending my complaint committee room, it was even said that nothing I will propose I will pass, in as much as they are around. So, but should these things stop me from calling their attention? No. I am not the issue. The issue here is Grand Gedeh. Grand Gedeh is the best that we all should push for. So, whatever they do will not deter me from looking for the peace that we need. This is where we are. Now, I have got 2 on my side. God's willing, the other 2 brothers will accept to come on board so that we work as a team. I'm not going back into what transpired, what didn't transpire. But for where I am, I'm just giving you a synopsis of what I think is happening there.
Okay.
So this is where we are. And since decision making is on the basis of majority rule, 3 on one side, 2 on the other side, 3 is in majority. But we can't say, well, since we are 3, let's go ahead and take decisions. We need to try by all means to persuade our brothers so that we work together. And this is where the last time I was on the Prince Double show, and I mentioned here, let me repeat myself tonight. We will need Grand Gedeh County as a whole. You are our parent. Whether in the diaspora or you back home, you are our parent. You have the right to call us so that we sit on this thing and conclude it at once and move ahead. In as much as we are not united, a lot of things will pass by Grand Gedeh. Other counties, with all their differences, they put them aside and they're working together in the interest of their county.
Okay. Okay, Honorable, let me make a brief share. We're going to be taking our course from Grand Gedeh. We will ask Abraham to, what we're going to do, we'll take calls and then we'll end it and we'll come back to you. And then if we get calls in America, we'll take the calls in America. So those of you in America, you can call this number. It's on the screen, 805, if you are hearing me, 805-706-5719. 805-706-5719. We'll play a music. Honorable, I want you to take a glass of water if you have it around you, and then I will go to brief music, and then we'll connect our Zwedru angle, and we'll take questions from those who are listening in Zwedru at this time. So let me play a song, and then we'll come right back to the representative to educate us, like Jim City said, educate us. Okay, let me play this song here, and then we will go straight to Zwedru.
The place is so sweet and kind. Baby, I ask you if you can be mine. I want to take your bottle straight all the time. I want to tell my mama you too fine. Baby, I will spend my money. Me and you will marry. No trouble, baby, don't worry. But all you pro your paco. Then you will buy you Lego. But we're like and then you gotta go. You gotta go. I'm taking you to Pecan to see my mama. Taking you to Sunset Beach. Have you eat a team? I'm taking you to Pecan to see my mama. Taking you to Sunset Beach. Have you eat a team? Oh, mama, come see my baby. Oh, papa, come see my baby. Oh, I said, Joe, come see my baby. Oh, Joe, come see my baby. Oh, because of a law, I want to tell you. You said no, you my inter the girl. The way you just think I'm losing control. My boo too, man. You remember that time when I took you from that video, I had a honeymoon. Everything was very fine, everything was cool. Promise you all my heart, was it fooling you? Last time I saw you, I was so confused. Thinking the whole day I didn't eat my food. No one asked me how home, man, I own you. Don't find the time when I took you the best. You know, do a lot of people enjoying my boss.
Okay, so we go to Zwedru. Abraham, are you there? Okay, so let me put on the bigger speaker for everyone so that the representative himself will hear the questions. Just give me 1 minute here. Okay, let's see.
Disconnected. Connected.
Call through 0010210 0880 077-815-2424 077-815-2424.
Disconnected.
Hello?
Connected.
Let's hear you. Thank you very much for this show. We appreciate this show.
Hello.
People here in the United States to go there and see how best they can talk between them so that
However, we can hear.
Thank you very much for the show. Thank you so much. 102
It's running.
You can hear it?
The audio is poor.
Okay.
The numbers for you through Representative Erol Madison Gwion. If you're on the answer question.
I'm hearing you a little bit. It's a little bit clear.
I'm working on it. I'm working on the audio. You're right.
Okay.
Well, they're also going to put their call. So this person, good evening.
Connected.
Nia, where you call from? This is Bro Joe Waza from Pasio. Bro Joe Waza, welcome to the. Thank you very much. We'll get to that. Okay. What unity is just on one time. You have to bear down to go any night. Go with it. Move together. Okay. So the man, why you did, you want to get that? Who are told one side and one side? Hey, make it clear, they will know. Thank you very much. I think listening will respond to your question. Let's pick up this question. Good evening. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Nia, what you call is it? D. Adner? Nancy Bosso William, welcome to the show. Thank you so much. Let me just say to the great mayor of Grand Gedeh County, Erol Madison.
Connected.
I just like to our brother sister and dad and things that Gwion is the life of it. Don't think I was not happening before. Today we can see the good work of our in the history of Grand Gedeh County is to give salary of Tchien District. Top students that are tutorials salaries and to get 10,000 so 5,000 with 10,000 in the 5,000. This may have done well. He is the man today. For students to count the highest number of students they go work to pass in 5 subjects is the administration of Erol Madison Gwion because yesterday Erol Madison Gwion gave each of them have 2. They see instead of working what material we are calling Grand Gedeh. So in those years of Grand Gedeh, there are 4 students that are passing 8 subjects. Only the administration from Madison Gwion to gain. Today we have 1 student that passing 8. Like we say, Bravo, Madison Gwion is the next representative for KZN. Thank you so much. 212-077.
Disconnected.
Let's pick up this person. Good evening. That's good evening, Abraham. I'm so glad and I told you come on, welcome. I want to attend the tonight. And the honorable man. I'm listening to him. Very good. How he will bring peace into
Power off. Power on. Bluetooth mode. Connected.
To address your question, just keep listening. 102, 102, 08, 102, 102, 077, 424.
Mr. Jeru?
We can't even hear it very well.
Mr. Jeru?
Yes.
Hello?
You want to say something?
Exactly. It's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I'm not getting anything out of the callers.
Yeah, I don't know why the call is so low. Okay.
Connected.
I'm so sorry, man.
But through the intersection, the mentality of our beyond today, we have the council, the development council, which they highly rely on in terms of our development. And you never have done that are you. I want to explain of this district. We have never had a lawmaker.
Connected.
To 50% of my salary and to the district, in fact, 50%. But we have been the only lawmaker to accept that particular record. Today, on the Saturday, the man has been consistently getting 50% of his salary. So I believe to myself strongly that this man should be given the next 10 to 10 years. I believe Grand Gedeh County begins from Tchien District onward to receive massive compensation. And so bravo to our girls and bravo to the other companies who are continuing to support you together.
Thank you so much. 0880102 0778152424 0778152424 0880102102. The numbers to put you through here tonight. Let's hear you. If you have questions to ask Honorable Erol Madison Gwion in the studio, the way there online, listening to you, ask your question. If you have any comment and things, let's hear you. We'll pick a few calls and then we'll get back to the United States. 0880102 0778152424 0778152424. Let's get back to the phone line and see whether we can get this question. Good evening. Abba. Welcome.
Yes, my name is Pasia
Pasia, welcome to the show. Let's hear you.
Yes, I just to say my representative this evening, and I'm also saying thank you for his good wishes. I saw his cheers. I saw his love. But if you know what happened, I want to tell Mr. Jeru, they shouldn't be my representative. The other people are there, by the grace of God, he should talk to them to be on a show. Okay. Because if you are my representative, people will get him to say the name, people will say the name, so I'm according to him, they shouldn't be my representative alone. And I want to say good evening.
Okay.
I want to tell you that we love him. And he knows his mind himself is immature and willing to see him. Talking about Jedeh, we love Erol Madison Gwion.
0880102 0778152424 0778152424. Good evening.
Yeah, sorry, guys. The calls are not audible. I can't hear anything. The calls are not too audible.
No.
Yeah, I think the calls are not audible.
Yeah, the calls are not audible.
Maybe we can get some calls from the States.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Are you not getting the rest?
Well, some of them are clear, but some of them are not clear. So, and I don't know why my speakers are not picking up tonight, but that's okay. We're trying to fight it here. Let me see if I can do. Let me adjust it from here from my side. AB, just hold on 1 minute, please. Let me adjust it from my side here. Okay. AB, just hold on. Let me call you back, AB. Let me call you back. Let me call you back. Let me call AB back because it looks like our James, don't call my number because I will not pick up. I'm using my phone. Please, James, don't call my number, please. James, don't call my number. I will not answer. Okay, let me go back to AB. Okay, all right now.
Okay, good.
Johnny, where you come from?
You can hear it not clear, right? It's clear.
Those, welcome.
Yes, thank you, sir.
You have to be audible.
Yes, thank you. I want to say thank you to the Erol Madison Gwion, the Tchien County. Surely, I tell you, but more teachers in the context, so well, you carry the position to reach the president of.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
08801 78 15 24 20. 0778 15 24 24 0880102 That pick up the expression. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Me, where you call from? Marcus, you have to be audible.
Just want to thank you for the program. Thank you for.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah. I just want to have one thing to say to the package because our state administrative. And then come around, I think that you will be having to center. And for now, we are not saying no reply or review for the leaders of the district. So we have to do all the people here to come down right down to that state.
Thank you so much.
Are you there, AB? Are you there, AB?
Because back
are you there?
To regional state for another statement of call.
Okay.
0880102 0778 15 24 24. The numbers to put you through tonight. We'll pick up a few calls if possible, and then we get back to Mr. Jerry for the continuation of this program. So tonight, like you just listened to Representative Erol Madison Gwion, if you have questions, you want to ask or you want to broadcast, or you have a comment to make, you can call us. Let's get this question. So good evening. Oh my word, we love this question. Shaka Abezuru, welcome.
Thank you so much for the recognition. My concern has to do with the census in our country. We have never had the past census in our country, and we are not seeing the improvement of those census. It's the census, only for profit making or to pull food on the table for people, because population brings growth. The more population you get, there should be a growth within that sector. I think I asked the leaders boss in Grand Gedeh County all the time, what have been the impact of the past census in Liberia? And he said development is a gradual process, but we are still seeing those gradual process, and our community are very not the deplorable. Our roads are deplorable. We have now focus in the school health sector. People will make some mistakes so much and leave from those sectors, and without even supplying the hospitals with medication, and our people are still dying in poverty. So what can they say to that? What can Tchien District say to that? Erol Madison Gwion, now for the census that has been taking place.
Thank you, Saka Babizu. We can pick up a call or two, and then we will get back to Mr. Jeru. 0880-102-102, 0880-102-102, 0778-15-24-24. Good evening. Nia, where you call from?
This is Daniel, calling from Johnsonville.
Welcome to the program. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. The reason I call on this show is for me, I'm from the county, in year 2005, and I went back 2015, I came back. But the quality in the county is different, same as anything enter the court. Because we are different county that try to come also, we come here because we want to live our life. So when they come who love makeup, and maybe we ourselves that come from different county, we will enjoy. But when the people that get a country will not enjoy it, we will not enjoy.
Well, I try to say for sure.
And then consider the effort and people that in America is better than asking him some questions that they need him to do more. The other parent is talking about it, so with them to see how bad they can put their head, so we okay enjoy. Thank you.
We can pick up the last quarter now, and then we get to Mr. Jeru.
We can give you another 15 minutes. We can give you another 15 minutes.
Yeah, because it's now clearer.
Yeah, go ahead. We can give you a loud now.
102-102, 0880-102-102, 0778-15-24-24. Are the numbers to put you through? You have the opportunity tonight to interact with the district number 1 representative. You just listen to his deliberation right here on this radio. And then if you have questions you want to ask, you can put your call through 0880-102-102, 778-15-24-24. This price, good evening. You have to be audible. Your name, where you come from? And brother, you're too low. You have to change your location because the people are not getting you. 0880-102-102, 0778-15-24-24, 0778-15-24-24. The numbers to put you through tonight on this program. Some of you sent got elected to the House of Representatives. You are not been opportune to speak to him. Good evening. Which part of Tchien District you come from?
I'm calling for on that tree.
Welcome, let's hear you.
Yeah, I just want to be grateful for our honorable U.S Madison Gwion for his hard work in this country. And we pray God that he keep doing hard work. We pray God for God to strengthen him. Thank God is perfect.
Thank you so much.
All right.
0880-102-102. We're still picking up more call at least up to 10:25 or 20 if possible. And then we will get back to Mr. Jeru. 0880-102-102, 0778-15-24-24, 0778-15-24-24, 0880-102-102. This person, good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm doing good. Nia, where you come from? Darlington, welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you, different. They very much you are well. The way you have to do is to pray the ball to gain long life. My brother out there is good. Today, our people were dying at the hospital because of no current.
Okay.
But the latest that said I did it now. That is very put some money for to go back, go there, just take things and so on. And today, the hospital is benefiting, and vaccinated around the hospital, they are also benefiting.
Okay.
They say my people there are making so that the student here to have the Bible learning environment. If anybody want to go and give Madison Gwion, you should use Madison Gwion name. If you want to be one of the best Madison Gwion, but today your new company will see you. Thank you.
I'm thinking about man.
So the women will change their name to Erol Madison Gwion.
102, guys, it's too interesting. Let's hear you put your port through 0880102107788152424 0778152424. Number 2, Erol Madison Gwion is on the line and he is listening to you. If you have any question to ask, you will put your questions through, and then at the end, you're going to respond to all of your questions. Today's question, good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Yeah, where you come from?
Okay, thank you. I'm Erol David from Grand Gedeh.
Erol David, welcome. Let's hear you.
Okay, thank you very much for the two. And the first one to commend the honorable mayor of our district. But then, something I want to recommend to the honorable mayor. So we all in the district and we see a fair match, and then we are appreciating the effort.
Okay.
So one good thing I want to recommend to the honorable mayor, for me personally, I'm kind of asking him, according to what he thought of, or the past election that brought him to power in our district. That when you go in the hospital, you start to unite.
Okay.
You focus on those countries.
Okay. Send them no unity. Okay. All right.
But because there is no unity, who will advocate for that money? Who will receive that money? How is the thing going on?
Thank you.
So I don't want to advocate and let I'm actually a student to the honorable man as our leader of this district. Can you please start to do the best?
So bring unity.
I mean, let's come in the country.
Thank you so much.
Because when they are united with ourselves, I mean, we'll be happy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That pick up another person. Good evening. Hello.
Good evening, good evening to the people belonging to both Grand Gedeh County, the Tchien District.
Nia, where you come from?
All right, my name is Bobby Cherry, and I'm calling you from a Zobo resident.
Bobby Cherry, welcome to the platform. Let's.
Thank you very much. I just want to take this time to appreciate the people's representatives. You know, let me find it clear tonight that since post-war, Grand Gedeh County have been electing lawmakers. But this is the very first time for Grand Gedeh to make a right decision and a vital representative for the people. If we can get about 3 Madison Gwion in Parliament, then the people of Grand Gedeh, that problem is absolutely solved. So let me say thank you. I will encourage you to keep working the courage and the heart of legislators.
All right.
It should be dictated by those political tycoons. Thank you,
Thank you so much, Bobby Che. 088010210. Let's pick up a few calls and then we'll get back to the United States.
Let's pick up 5 more calls and then that's it.
People there was 1, 2.
Let's do 5 more calls.
088010210. Representative Erol Madison Gwion of Tchien District is on the line. And then you want to ask any question, this is the opportunity for you tonight to ask or to interact with the representative.
You got 6 more minutes to take calls.
24 0778152424 088010210. Let's pick up this person quickly. Good evening.
Hello.
Nia, where you come from?
All right, I am NS. I join you from Soneville community.
NS, welcome. Let's hear you.
Yes, my brother.
Okay.
The lawmaker representative Erol Madison Gwion. He made back in the history of Grand Gedeh County.
Okay.
Now, brother, let me tell you, when we talk about leadership, we are talking about commitment. We are talking about consistency. And it's a man that was clear to the point that I will make sure and today, my brother, you are seeing it by his word.
Okay.
And I also refer to it as a second. So, I and tell the people of Tchien District and Grand Gedeh County as much that no need that you lay yourself, no need to think here and there about who to carry 2023.
Okay.
It is simply, my brother, 2023 for representing everyone.
Thank you.
There is no potential, and as we are here is proving, it's a man of everything. Thank you very much.
Thank you. How about so much? 8 minutes to 10:30, we pick up a call. Interact with the representative. This person, good evening. You have a job? So please. Are you there? Me and where you call from? That'll be audible.
Johnny from the studio.
Welcome. Let's hear you quickly.
Thank you very much. Again, all everyone. The only thing we have to do is to continue and give you the message here. Transparency and rules keep by your word and things. Indeed, the first Lord.
We can't hear you, man. You can turn it off.
Because I was trying to support Erol Madison Gwion.
Okay.
Give it to the head of Northwest or editor position. We have it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Our last caller.
Yes, last caller.
Yeah, we'll get back. 08102 I think this is our final caller. Good evening. Nia, where you call from? Okay. No need worry about it. Okay. Thank you. That street. Hello. Are you there? That street is expecting you quickly. Good evening. Good evening. Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
I think we'll hold it right here.
Yes, let's hold it right there.
Right here.
Let's hold it right there. And then AB, you can go ahead and rejoin us live so that the honorable representative will respond to these good people. Let me read some of the comments that are coming through here. Let me start with Samson Bosa Williams saying, I'm watching from Zwedru, Grand Gedeh County, and this one is coming from Jacob Johnson. I'm watching from ELWA Community, Monrovia. And Uriah Son in America says, please ask the honorable representative this question for me. Every time he is in the race, there will be someone related to him contesting against him. Is this something that he held personally against those relatives that are in some way contesting or contested or contesting against him? Well, we have the honorable. Let me mark that question down. Relatives contesting against you. Okay, we'll have the honorable to respond to that. That's a very important question. And this one coming from Ben Red here in Iowa. He's watching also. And Zwedru Live says, Bill Cooper is watching from Zwedru. Bill Cooper is in Zwedru now from Moravia, and this one is coming from Sophie Lulubala Jase. She's in Iowa, and she's just watching this show today. Let me go down to this comment coming from Zredru Live. You say, I'm so glued to the show because of the speaker, Letir 101. Ah, that Frenchman here, Lecture 101. This one is coming from Beverly Cousin and Harris, my own good friend. She said, you are there for the people of Tchien District. Representative, I want you to respond to this one too. You are there for the people of Tchien District. Does that mean that you are not there for other districts and you don't have to interact with them or help to develop them? This one, Ben Red said, please let the audience also ask questions, for we want everyone to have a clear understanding of this honorable representative. Thank you. My old man, Eric Cohn. Eric Cohn is watching this show today. He's one of our leaders in the United States. And this one comes from James Gedeh City. Say, yes, I agree with you, my sister. Mr. Jeru should please appeal to the full lawmakers to appear. And this one is coming from Stanley Flam. He is the member, Secretary General of the Grand Gedeh Association Election Commission. But this is what he said. At long last, Grand Gedeh has produced a lawmaker who has the capability to match the intellectualism of other lawmakers in the House. We stand with you, Honorable Gwion. And Ben Rec comes back to say, those are people on the ground speaking. And so far, they're happy with their honorable representative. It can be evidence of that too. And this Uriah song comes back, say, that's the people's representative. Let me go down quickly here to Ben Red, who says, we that know Erol Madison Gwion are few, but strong. And we are live again back in Zredru. Let me read the last two comments here coming from Kana Zile. Say, Mr. Gwion is qualified for the senatorial position. I don't know if we want to ask him whether he wants to contest the senatorial position or he is going to stay where he is. Let me go to Beatrice Gwion. Says, you have the same last name. I hope she's not your sister. He say, I'm watching from Des Moines, Iowa. Now that ends the question, the reading of our comments. Let me go to the honorable. You listen to almost, 100% praise you. I didn't see any negative comment or negative question coming from any of them. They all praise you. Did you play with them today that when you come here, they should call you and praise you?
It's difficult to play with the masses in such a way.
It'll be an interesting twist to see
mind that they are speaking from.
Yeah. So, I agree with you. It'll be an interesting twist for the representative to just call everybody and say, hey, I'm going on Gibson Jerry show. You guys should call and just say all the good things about me. But look, something caught our attention here. 3 things I'm going to buy for in a little bit. This one is coming from Uriah's song. Says, every time you are in a race, you got some relatives of yours who go against you. Did you do something so bad against those relatives, or do you keep anything against them for doing that?
Well, to answer the question, Mr. Jeru, there is nothing bad that I've done to any of them. But you know, when the family is so equipped, they all must march out there to give more options to our people. And so that at the end of the day, those who will not even win will realize that people have gotten to know their might. Beyond that, battles that are fought in-house are difficult to fight.
Yes, I agree.
It takes but a great man to fight such a battle. And so, no wonder why people refer to me as great man. It's because I meet great challenges and solve great problems. The example of the great challenges and the great problems that I always solve.
So what do you tell them sometimes when you see them come to the race? When you see
it is also their constitutional right Democracy has a space for all of that. It's not about dictating to people, you sit down, you don't go. Whoever wants to try the muscles, the political muscles, has the right to do so. But at the end of the day, it's about selecting the best from the rest.
That's a good question.
And of course, as it will happen, you will see, like it is often said in foreign language, that I'm always going to be the cream de la cream.
Let me go to Kusanan Harris, Bethleet Kusanan Harris. She said, look, you know what? All I think you're talking about, you are representing the Tchien District. Does that mean that you don't have to do anything to benefit the other district? How do you see that comment?
Mr. Jeru, the first place, I am a representative beyond borders. I am an advocate.
Okay.
Before coming to lawmaking. An advocate does not distinguish. You go for all. If you heard my opening statement, I told you, yes, of course, I was referred to as a hero or as a redeemer of Liberian refugees, but on the refugee camp, we had people.
Oh, we almost there, and the network will not give the Honorable the chance to respond to this question. I guess he's going to come back. Let me just come back to Bennett. Bennett, you heard everyone that calls him. So okay, he's back. Let him continue.
There were several different nationalities at the Buduburan refugee camp. So it was not just the Grand Gedeh. I fight for everybody. Once you are a human being, you deserve whatever is good for me. During the campaign, if you listen to me on the radio, there was a time I said, I am coming to represent my people. And my people are not just the people from the Crown section that I come from, but anybody who resides in Grand Gedeh County. Anything that is good for the Crown man is good for the Grebo, the Crew, the Pele, the Basa, and all in Sondra. So I'm not limited to just one. Even as we speak now, you realize that whatever selection I'm doing when it comes to financial aid, I make sure every tribe that is willing to go to school is represented and benefiting.
You know, I've heard this word, medicine sans frontier. Yeah, I've heard this word, medicine sans frontier, doctors without border. I haven't heard representative without border. What do you mean? What do you mean? And are you thinking about being a senator? Because then you are actually beyond borders.
I don't have to be a senator, like I said. I'm a visionary. Anything that is good for Grand Gedeh is good for Lofa. In fact, right now, I'm not just a lawmaker of Grand Gedeh. I'm a Liberian lawmaker. So whenever an issue come on the floor about Nima County and I have an idea, I should take the lead. Whenever it comes on the floor for Cape Mount, I should take the lead. I should not wait until it's only Grand Gedeh. We are now at the level of Liberia as a country and not Tchien District again. So being senator, being vice president, being president, those are futuristic, events going for them.
Okay, before I go to Benin, you touched something earlier, and I wanted to come back to it. It has to do with a road leading to the southeast Grand Gedeh County. The government continuing to postpone this project, and the last postponement will be October of 2023. Does it look tiring for you to see that the government is, keep postponing? Do they really not have the money? From your vantage point, do you know if they don't really have the money, or they are prioritizing other roads for now? What do you know?
What I think I can say to that effect is that the government is the supervisor of the activities and the people of this nation. They've got their own modus operandi. They know how, when, and why a particular terrain should be selected. The only thing is we look forward to seeing, as per the saying of the finance minister, Honorable Samuel Tue, that come October 2023 will be the time for the Ganta Zwedru Road project. So we hold him by a word, and we look forward to seeing the project kicks off. I do not want us to preempt any statement or anything now. We trust them and look forward to seeing the project kick off.
All right, Bennett, you have some questions before we allow the Honorable to give his parting comments? Let me turn it to you.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable. What I noticed is all of the calls, even though the microphone was giving problem, but we were hearing the calls, and everybody that spoke favorably about you, about the job you are doing in the county and the style you bring to representing the Tchien District, and as a whole, as you said, the representative without borders, those that fall within the peer, the environment in which your leadership skill transcends. So we thank you so much. The question I'd like to ask you, and I know the connection is do we still have him?
No, we don't have him.
All right, I believe he will be back, and I wanted to
as usual. You were just talking about the positive comments.
Yeah, the positive comments. He got a lot of positive comments, and I like
he's back.
He's back. Okay, I like when you say you are an errand boy. You don't see this position like people will have a position and and show strong arm and be boastful. You want your people to use you in a way that that will bring solidarity, that will bring development, and that will bring opportunity, and you are doing that. Question I want to ask is, as you are doing all this now, do you have any plan to bring development? What are the kinds of development now your office is seeking to bring to Tchien District? I mean, let me just make it open and clear. What type of development projects that you earmark, that you identify directly or indirectly, maybe by collaborating with federal lawmakers, that you're going to bring back to Tchien District?
All right, thank you very much. There is a lot that we've got to deliver onto our people, and that we started doing, helping the government and our people to improve the educational sector. Today, if you ask a question in Zwedru or in Grand Gedeh, comparing the results from the government exam, I'm saying government exam because in the past it used to be WAEC, but now it is WAX. And WAX is a new phenomenon, a new testing methodology that they are using. It's difficult, but you will realize that this year, Grand Gedeh County is celebrating because the schools pulled marks. They have put Grand Gedeh County on par with other institutions around the country. And I heard some of them saying, we are planning a program when you come, Honorable Gwion, so that we can honor you. Whether I deserve the honor or not, I think the honor belongs to God first. And then, of course, Grand Gedeh as a people, because it is Grand Gedeh County that born me. So whatever I'm doing that will bring happiness to people, we should celebrate Christ and celebrate the people of Grand Gedeh County.
All right.
Now, this is why I will not stop. Continue to say thank you, and thank you to our brethren in the diaspora, all of you there. You've done so much and you continue to do. What we are doing today is because of your involvement that we find ourselves in a position. And so it is something that is making us to be very happy to push for whatever is necessary for our people, so that you realize that your involvement with making sure that we are where we are today was not a mistake. That's the kind of person we are.
All right. Is it still there? My last question is, when do you plan to visit the diaspora, since from the time you've been elected now? When do you plan to visit it and have this conversation with Grand Gedeh based organizations in the diaspora, and lay out this platform and tell people in the diaspora where they need to help out if possible?
Going to the Americas or the diaspora, generally speaking, is a good thing. But we believe in doing first thing first.
Okay.
The first thing that we need to do is go back home the same way we campaign the Jehovah Witness way, go from town to town, from village to village, house to house, street to street, telling our people thank you. Therefrom, we can come to you. Were we not to do that and go to America before coming back, it will be misconstrued. People will misunderstand it for different things, and it will be very negative on our part. I know it's good, and myself, it will be fine that I come to you, sit with you, have town hall meetings. Then it will not be like speaking on wires or electronically, but then we'll be talking face to face. We want to make sure that in the shortest possible time, we get back to the county, meet our people traditionally and culturally, appreciate them, they bless us, then we can find our way to you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so thank you very much, Bernard Baffa. And I got my last question here. Honorable, how many wives do you have now, traditionally?
You still going to ask that question?
Yeah.
Traditionally, every city, every village you go to, you're supposed to have one there.
You know, Mr. Jeru. Mr. Jeru?
Yes, sir.
There are two schools of thought in Africa now.
Yes.
We got the Western schools, and of course, we got the traditional school.
Yes.
The traditional is where you go as a male, then they train you and bring you up through the Poro training, and then a female will go and be trained from the Sunday way. That's a school. This is where you practice polygamism and whatsoever you want to do. But now that when the Western culture infiltrated,
yes,
it has driven away our own culture. And so we are obliged to respecting the Western culture that is dealing with the system of monogamy, one man, one wife. So I got only one.
I like you, man. Bennett, before you came on, Bennett said, short supply. So I was thinking you are going to at least take 2 and 3 like that. Because you have some money to take care of them. So I was thinking about that. Can I make that suggestion to you?
No. Even if the money is there, I got more development than that aspect.
Honorable Erol Madison Gwion, thank you very much for coming and give your parting comments to the people. Before you leave.
All right, thank you. My parting comment is very much loaded. There were other persons that asked about census while we're now on the ground. If we were being graded by Grand Gedeh County as lawmakers, I think Madison Gwion would be in the bracket of the A student, simply because our major concern has been to remain in touch with our people. So almost every time we are in the county. But the reason for which we are staying in Monrovia is that you ask this question, you know, and I know that the entire recruitment process and other mechanisms put in place for the census to be smoothly conducted all have been tampered with. Some of you apply electronically, your name never came up. In fact, your name came up on the web page of Legis. But at the end of the day, to be selected as per their plan, you were left out, and people who did not even apply were the people they took. All over the country was almost a riot. And so the lawmakers, we came in to see how we can scrutinize the entire situation to make sure that the proper thing is done. Even yesterday, Legis were before us at plenary to get reason why things are going the way they're going. Because, mind you, we have to be careful. There must be respect for international best practices. Monies we are using is not only from the coffers of the Liberian government or the Liberian people, the taxpayer. International community is donating. So we must make sure wherever we spend their money is properly spent. So there's a lot that we need to straighten before census can commence. By the way, I'm sure you asked the question, you are aware that the time is being extended so that these mechanisms can be revisited. As soon as they are done, we will be in the county. Because some of you don't understand the difference between census and voter registration. We need to come and help, give you the civic education so that you be a part. Because more number from census will get more district, more representatives, and will reduce the kind of a rivalry that is in the county. Because we only got 3 districts. So hey, if census will permit us to give birth to about 2-3 more districts, it reduces the tension. You see? It reduces the tension. So we really consider the census, and we are doing everything possible that will be done properly. That's what I have to say to that. The next thing I want to say here is that reconciliation is not done instantaneously. That means it's not being done automatically. It can't be done overnight. Even if it were a conflict today, you need to take time. Like I said, you don't bundle people together. Go from one person to the other. Get their views before you bring them together. This is what we are doing as a peacemaker. And at the end of the day, it will reach a point that you in county will also be involved. You have the right to summon us. All 5 lawmakers, I want to see you. We come down. Or all 4 lawmakers want to see you. We come down and settle this matter. So I don't want, it's like somebody who has got malaria, it has not even reached 1+, but it's been diagnosed. Maybe they tell you, say you got 3-day injection, and you must take all 3 in a row. When you have a break in between, definitely you're starting from square one. And when you are coming back, because the malaria will come with reinforcement, it's not going to be 3-day treatment, it's either going to be 7 days, maybe drip and all will be involved. That's the same situation with the caucus issue. The problem is from 2006 up to present. Check the years. So it's not anything that somebody who just spent 10 months or 9 months, then you expect to say a result. And you there, you know where the problem is. I met real provocation at the Capitol building so that everybody will start running with it. Madison King, he brought confusion. Madison inflamed the confusion, and what have you. But we know the corner where the kind of accusations are coming from. They will not deter us. Whatever the case may be, we are here to do our best. Where we know it's not possible for we alone, I continue to say Grand Gedeh as a county will get involved. And this thing will be resolved. We'll make sure this thing will not end in noise. For where we are, I know some people, let me repeat myself like I said during the Prince Double show. There are certain things you need to know. That's why we are here. Why is it since 2018 or 2019 there have been no county setting? A lot of things are responsible. For where we are now, the major thing we need is, our people usually say there's on the old mat, you can plant a new mat. So we can't just say, let's go to county setting. There must be a comprehensive report from 2018 up to present. On the basis of that report, then we know when we call you, what we'll tell you first, because you need to understand the size and the volume of your account. How much was there? How much was spent? How much is left? With your acquiescence or your agreement, then now we go to discuss, to think about what kind of project to take from the ballot money, what money is there. That's how it goes. So we've now written the Honorable Superintendent of the county as caucus. We've written him. And he's going to give us a comprehensive report. On the basis of the report, then a county setting can be facilitated. You need to understand too that we have discovered $3.5 million United States dollars. Grand Gedeh County's entitlement from land and forest rental fees. This money is sufficient. It can help Grand Gedeh to grow while we wait for county, we wait for government. Now, the appeal I keep making to you in the diaspora, you need to please invest in Grand Gedeh County. And I'm happy most of you are doing it. I let us say hats off to you. There's nowhere so home than home. Today or tomorrow, you will come home. And if the place is developed like other counties, you'll be very happy. I want to remind us, the District Development Council that are set up, I mean, you've seen the handiwork, you see what we're doing. And a lot more will come. Like we mentioned about the library, we mentioned about the modern science laboratory that we'll be introducing. We also about to lease a building because we have a long-range plan as it relates to pediatrics and maternity issues. But we are beginning with pediatrics, where we will have a building that we have already identified. We're going to be leasing this building because what we believe in is the blind man policy. When the blind man promises to stone you, he must have gotten an object in his hand already. Because if he didn't do so, the one that can see will clear all the objects from around him. And if you want donors or investors to come and help you, what is good is to exemplify what you want them to do.
Yeah.
From what you started, they will be encouraged. So we, as administration of the Tchien District at the legislative level, have decided to open a building there that will be a pediatric center, something referred to in other words as Peace Wall, where from age 0 to 14 will be treated free of charge. Then gradually, maternity issues or problems will be attended to. But we are doing it small. So we need to tell you all of these things. Now listen, the streets in Zwedru, we have already negotiated. And I pray, Mr. Jeru, one of these days you will host the Tchien District Development Council so that you interact with them and know the prospects and know the essence, why they are being set up. A few weeks from now, we have a very big project. So I'm sounding this appeal to all of you in the diaspora. That is the reason for which the Tchien District Development Council is not my personal property. I am no signatory to the account, neither am I a signatory to the article of incorporation. It is a property of the district, so that they will be independent to lobby out there by themselves too, while I'm also lobbying. You understand? And so I want to use this time to appeal to you that it is about Grand Gedeh County. Fortunately for me, my district is the capital city of Grand Gedeh.
Right.
Unfortunately, other people might honestly say, I'm not from Tchien District. I'm from Bison, I'm from Kunambo, I'm from Putu. But Zwedru, which is the electoral district #1, is for all of us. So I want to appeal to the Grand Gedeh Development Association in the Americas, as you have got your structure like a federal system, because every section has got an association. Please take our appeal. We will reduce it to writing in subsequent time, so that other projects that will be coming up in Zwedru, you will have a say in them. The streets of Zwedru, mainly, as we have now entered this November, is just because of the road condition. But a few weeks from now, we have already lobbied with other people, and through the blessings of God, they have accepted to give us their machines to do the streets in Zwedru and possibly reopen the alleys that have gotten close up. That's the appeal we want to make. Now, our dream is big. Before the end of the Second Republic, which is the regime of our son and father, the late President, Dr. Samuel Kanyondu, two streets were paved in Zwedru. At that time, Grand Gedeh, Liberia, and the world was not digital as it is. Where you are in America tonight, I'm here, and we are discussing face to face. Yet our people were able to establish a little database the manual way, that they cut their own salaries like I'm doing. So cutting 50% of my salary is not a new thing. My fathers did it in the interest of the county. And they were able to cut and contribute 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. That's how we got a few streets that are paved. Were it not to be so, Zwedru would have gotten no street. And trust me, Zwedru is one of the best cities in Liberia, well laid out. So we need to do something, and with the unity that we hope to see brewing among us as Grand Gedeans, far and near, we can move far ahead of other counties. We are in our mass in the diaspora. So I want to sound this appeal. Even if it would mean that the Grand Gedeh Association in America will decentralize the contribution collection by sectional organization, at the end of the day, you will know how much you will collect. UK got Grand Gedeans, Australia got Grand Gedeans, Canada got Grand Gedeans. Some of us are home. Through this arrangement, even if it will mean $1 million to pave a street, I'm sure every year we will be able to pay for street, so that in 6 years' time, which is a presidential term or presidential and legislative term, we would have gotten 6 new streets paved in Zwedru. That's the appeal I want to make. This is just part of my big agenda. In addition to it, I don't want to leave out education. When I was a refugee, I introduced the idea of the Samuel Educational Foundation. And I think Grand Gedeh County should be proud. so that I will go par with JJ Rao Foundation. And I'm doing it by myself now because I wanted to reach a level, then I can launch it worldwide. So I want you to keep that on mind. It will reach a point where I expect you to see how you can rally around this foundation. Let's educate Grand Gedeans. Let's educate Liberians. I'm proud of Grand Gedeh County nowadays. Unlike the past that the people were saying there's no educated person, they are all monkey hunters, they only know the trigger of the gun, but we got masters, doctorate degree holders all over the world. That is my own happiness. So I want to sound this appeal to you.
All right.
As I said, I want to say thank you for this invitation.
Yep.
And I look forward to more interactions in subsequent time. May God bless Grand Gedeh County. God bless our country, Liberia. Good night.
Thank you very much, Honorable Erol Madison Gwion, Representative District Number 1, Tchien District. Well, thank you very much, Representative without border. I mean, that's a new language you learn. Representative without border. Thank you very much, Bana. Do you want to say bye, and then we can let him go? Bennett, you want to say bye and then go? You good? Oh, I can't hear you, my man. I can't hear you. You are muted. Okay. All right. Let me unmute you. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, you can hear me now, right?
I can hear you now. Go ahead and say bye to
Yeah,
you.
so we're closing the show. I'm so happy that we were able to speak with you today. Grand Gedeans in the diaspora that are listening to you, they are so excited to hear you. You are very inspirational. I think you are way ahead of your time. You could have been a representative long ago, and many of these things will come to pass, but as God will have it, nothing is still late. I'm hearing you saying that the Tchien District Development Council you have created is not of your property, it's for the people in your district. And I just want to add this little word into that. Members of the Tchien District organization in America, other Grand Gedeh based organization in America, you are hearing the honorable representative. He is selfless. He's asking for every one of us to collaborate so that Zredri City, the capital of our county, can be better off. So you hear it in, let's kind of reach out to this council and meet up with them and see how best we can help. We have the Grand Gedeh Association in Americas, and then we'll have the GGAD in America. We have all these other organizations. We even have the Connemara Statutory District, which I'm vice president of. So we hear you, we hear your plea. The other one you say is the Samuel Kayando Education Foundation, and everybody hearing it, everybody hearing your dream. We Grand Gedeans in America, if we can just come together and create, maybe collect $1 per week, that will go to the road fund if that's possible. But all the leaders hearing you tonight, I believe most of them will replay the Gessing show and they will hear you. Let us come together and understand that this is the time we have. We have a selfless leader who has come to put himself forward to be the errand boy for our county, as he says. So let's work with me and send him everywhere we think we can. But thank you so much for the show, Gessing. I really enjoyed it. And thank you for being here. Thank you.
Yeah, and I brought you to be critical now. The man brought you over. So I think next time.
next time be critical.
Yeah, you got your own word. You say what was your own word you learned right now? Errand boy.
Errand boy, yeah. My first time to hear that we got a representative who was errand boy, and another one called a representative without borders. And this is just transforming. People hearing it tonight, I believe. I don't know how to say it, but I'm so glad. I'm happy.
Man, I already know you. Next time I will bring another person and make you critical and see maybe what will happen.
Okay, thank you so much.
God bless you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay, Bennett, thank you. I don't know how Bennett left so fast, but you know, that's what we expected. And those of you who listen to us in Grand Gedeh County, thank you very much. Thank you, Abraham Cooper, for being there all the time. Let me just announce we are in the process of engaging a second radio station. It will not be Friday. We got 2 hours in Grand Gedeh on Friday, 2 hours on Saturday with Flash FM, and we'll be introducing a new another radio station that will be Wednesday and Thursday. So from Wednesday to Saturday, we should be live in Grand Gedeh to be able to transmit some of the things we are talking about. Now we'll bring Honorable Gwion, we'll bring Dr. Bullet, we'll bring Honorable Marshall Dennis, we'll bring Honorable Zopeno, and everyone else will bring them. You'll be able to interface with them. That is our desire. Thank you very much. If you don't hear my voice, it means I'm telling you goodbye, and this is the music that I'm going to leave you with. Thank you, and bye-bye for tonight.
You done? Okay.
Yes.
Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name.
You tell me, say, make I know.